Why don't we have a revered hero named Paul? Fresh and buds now.
Fresh and
All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh and Buds. I am your host, Tommy Fresh, and you are all my buds. It is episode 242, and I have brought back onto the show the number one contributor of my misery for this week because I have agreed to do the Shapeshifter Cube brought to us by William TableandLegs Knuckles from the Table Pit. Frequent guest, frequent asker of questions in the listener questions area, and also a frequent content creator out there in the world. How you doing, Will? Welcome back to the show. I'm happy to talk about the cube that I don't think I'm going to do well at all. So hopefully you can teach me.
You're going to do fine. You're going to do fine. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. I think this is the fourth time.
Okay.
Fourth time on Fresh and Buds.
Cool. That's not
I'm
bad.
not here
That's
to set
pretty
any
good.
records, but I am here to shill the cube. So I have my attire for hosting the cube streaming event.
Looks good.
I'm excited, right? So April 3rd, 7 p.m.
Yes.
We're streaming Cube. We're streaming specifically the Tome Shapeshifter Cube, the most powerful in Flesh and Blood. Anything is everything cube.
Yes. Okay. So we're
great.
going to talk about what that means. We're gonna catch up with you, but yes, I will be I plan on streaming on this YouTube channel. And I think multiple of the participants. I don't really remember everybody. I think AgroBlaze is doing it. I think
So
Flesh and
AgroBlaze
Bad's
is doing it. He's probably going to stream it.
Yep.
We have some guys from the Runaways. They're going to stream it. Some more people from Team Breakpoints, and we'll have me. I'm going to be in and streaming it. Kevin, Smurf Murphy might be streaming it. He might be judging the event.
Ooh.
We're going to have Flesh and Bad. Aurora's going to be streaming it.
Amazing.
And yeah, that's the meat of it, right? And so we're just going to have a bunch of people streaming Cube, and it's going to be awesome, and we're going to have a great time.
Yeah. So please tune in to only my stream. Thank you very much. And
Counts.
if you listen to this show on time, you will know about it ahead of time.
Yes.
Or if you just pay attention to the socials. I think I posted about it on Blue Sky. But
Heck yeah.
also, you don't really have a reason not to listen to this show on time. Who else are you listening to? Flesh and
What
Pod?
else are you doing in your life?
What are they talking about? Listen.
Well, they have Charmer.
Yeah, so do we at the end of this show.
Okay, sick.
Actually.
Okay, feels good.
and you know, Logan, whatever. You know, he's what? It's a 2 beer show. I before every Fresh and Buds podcast, I drink 10 beers. Okay.
Oh.
So this is how we operate.
And your guest drinks 10 beers, but
Yeah.
I'm sober, so you drink 20 beers before this one.
Yeah, actually. No, I do the other 10 after the show. And
okay. That's
so
good.
you're not listening to Flesh and Pod on, before us, even though they come out a day early. Runaways? When's the last time one of those guys won something, okay? Right? So, when's the last time I won something? I don't really know, but that's not the point. Because I'm going to win the cube, and you're going to watch me stream it. It's going to be a good time. Now, before we talk more about the cube,
I love this confidence. All right.
there's no. This is faux confidence. This is.
I
bad.
love it though. I love that.
But what's new with the channel other than this big undertaking of the Tome Shapeshifter Cube?
So Pit Against is doing their 90th episode soon, right? So we have a live call-in show where Kevin and I either have people come on and give hot takes about Flesh and Blood, and we discuss it, or we pull from the internet, from the ether, wild internet takes that probably should not be discussed in 300 characters or less, and instead pull them on and we break it down. And sometimes some news leaks into it too. Like I think this week we're going to be talking about the ban list, right? So
Oh,
that just
yes,
happened.
yes.
Yeah.
Tonight, not even this week, tonight.
Yes.
If
Because
you're listening to the show
this today,
at
and you're
noon
gonna
on
watch,
Thursday.
you're gonna have your hot takes ready for No Blocks tonight. And I'm sorry, Pit Against tonight. And then No Blocks is the show we do on Saturday very infrequently. I do it with Wyatt, legendary Wyatt. But you know, he's got PQs, I got PQs, he's got big events to go to, right? So like it's very infrequent when we do the show.
Mm-hmm.
But what that is the most unhinged Talishar stream on the internet.
Why is
Right?
that?
Like it is, dude. Well, as soon as you tune in, you're gonna recognize the funk because it's like we have the HUD, the Master Chief Halo 3 HUD over Talishar screen.
Which stands for heads up display for
Yes,
the folks out there.
For those new to video games. For those who don't listen to Fresh Juice.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So it's just we got wacky display, and then we're playing decks that don't block, and we're having a blast, and it's great. Love it.
Decks that don't block, so just aggro or just really bad
mostly.
Guardian decks.
Yes. Playing Guardian decks incorrectly.
Okay, all right. Cool. No blocks on Saturdays when available. Pit Against Thursdays.
And then the only other thing is I've been working on, and I said this last time, the Tome Shapeshifter Cube that we've been talking about. I'm making a video on it, and it's going to be about like the history of it, how it was made, and all the design decisions going into it. It was kind of a long journey. I've been working on this cube for about a year and a half. It was an idea by Mara Ferris. She came up with the idea for this cube, and then Kevin and I have built it into a proper thing, enough to make an event about, enough that we've been bringing it to every major event and like trying to squeeze it in whenever we can. Like this is what we've been working on. The video's still not done though. Life's hectic. I got a cat. I got a brand new cat, and they are right here, and a healthy roadblock in my life, a speed bump that I needed. And so it's slowed down video making process, but like, you know, life happens. It's fine.
Well, cats are pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool cat. You know, I guess that's where the phrase comes from, but that is exciting. I'm excited about the eventual video that the cube will be. Now, I'm sure that you're going to be able to pull a decent amount of content for that video from this stream. Now, first of all, I mean, this is a Shapeshifter Cube, but cubes are something that have existed in TCGs for a very, 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 very long time.
Yes.
And notably in Magic the Gathering, there is a cube called the Vintage Cube, where it is the most powerful of the most powerful stuff. And from what I know of your cube, this is what we're looking at. The most powerful of the powerful in Flesh and Blood.
So to like break it down a little bit, right? So it is titled the Tome Shapeshifter Cube, right? So Vintage Cube in Magic is using the vintage ban list and mostly rule set. And the idea is like it is some of those powerful cards you can find in Magic because you find them all in the vintage format. We don't have a vintage format in Flesh and Blood. It doesn't make sense to call it vintage. We have tomes. We have tomes. It's not a living legend cube, right? Like you're not playing living legend heroes, but you are playing tomes. You're playing all the tomes. You're playing big cards, gems. I think there is 8 fables in the deck in the cube. Yeah. And the idea is the intention is to have a cube where any player could play any. That's another thing. All right. Yeah. Let me back up. So Shapeshifter Cube, you can play any of these cards with any hero. You can draft any card, and then afterwards you'll choose any hero and any weapon to go with the hero to play as. Because when you draft in Flesh and Blood, oftentimes it gets very like siloed, right? As a Guardian player, at the time I was a Guardian player, and playing in Uprising draft meta was kind of odd. I was getting out of my comfort zone to do that. And some people chose not to play it. Like, I don't want to play against Illusionist. I don't want to play as Ninja or Wizard. And so, like, in that sense, a lot of drafting in Flesh and Blood can be very siloed and not accessible to people who just like really hard pivot into one thing. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I do think it's a good thing when other cubes to branch people out and to try other things. But this one, you should be able to play your favorite hero should you want to. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, but you can play your hero and weapons, and everyone can play theirs in a singular draftable experience with an emphasis on having a part of it is to have a near equal amount of cards for every class and every talent in it, right? So there's 10 of each class card in there, and there's 10 of each talent, and then there's a bunch of generics to round it out. And so you just have this huge variety of cards, and yet there's a bunch of these like small combos, some interesting like synergies you can build within it. And if you're trying to like gun and win 3-0 the cube, that's where the nuance comes in. These decks can get really powerful either in any direction, and it's kind of awesome.
Well, that's why I brought you on here. Not only to just talk about this cube, but because I started looking into it when you sent over the information, and it's not how I like to play Flesh and Blood. It's not. I've played Shapeshifter Sealed, and it was like a fun time. But then, like, I'm pretty sure I did get like Dorinthia Kadachi, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
which is
a classic staple.
It's a staple. Now,
it's great.
Yeah, certainly. Then, you know, I am kind of interested I want to win, right? I want to 3-0 this cube, right?
Okay.
And I have some goals here. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do some fresh faves first. We're going to revisit the like you're going to give me a breakdown, but there are some things I do really like. First of all, you mentioned it already. Interesting little combos. We talked about it before we started. Before we even started recording, chain reaction. One of my favorite traps, right?
Insane.
So many cool things you could do.
Chain reaction into wildfire. Chain reaction into what's her name? Chain reaction into a gravy ally.
Yeah. It's
like
pretty great.
Like chain reaction, great card. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you have like interesting stuff like that. So I'm excited. So the goals for me, William, are going to be win 3-0.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Easy. Done.
Number 1, win 3-0. Number 2, highest viewership.
Oh, okay.
Out of all the streams.
Yeah.
I will be sabotaging my fellow streamers. In order to do that, I will be cheating in that regard. I don't think Kevin can.
Just like in.
just like in real life.
Kevin can't keep us all in check.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't think can do anything as a Flesh and Blood judge if I do that. And then the other goal is to break your cube, right? I want to find something that says, wow, I want to make your cube irrelevant, William. I'm sorry. This is why I brought you on here.
No, I love that. No, that's good. Bring that back up later. That's good. I have something to talk about.
Okay, yeah. I'll bring it up.
Someone's already done it, is the main thing.
Oh. Who?
At one point. Who?
Yeah. Somebody I know.
It was the first draft we did of it. It might have been Kevin. Right? Oh. So, like, the interesting thing about the cube is, like, it's a curated experience, obviously. And so, like, you tune some things out. This list has, you can play any hero. You can play any weapon. There is 2 bans.
What 2 bands are there?
Well, there was a question from a...
is there a listener question?
There was a listener question that wasn't that, but Darth Prentice asked a question that was very similar.
Oh, most broken thing.
Can we hit that later?
Yeah, we'll hit that later. We will revisit. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are my goals, my hopes, my aspirations, you know. And it's going to be a Friday night. We're going to have a good time. I'm excited, but if you stay tuned, you're going to learn how to 3-0 this cube. The same way I'm gonna learn how to 3-0 this cube.
I'm bringing it to nationals. Kevin's bringing his own copy to nationals. There will be 2 copies at specifically the U.S. nationals. You could just take this information and rewatch his video, rewatch this podcast right now, and 2 more times before you get to U.S. Nats, and you'll be able to 3-0 the cube when you get to play it at Nats.
As a matter of fact, when you listen to this podcast for the first time, leave it on loop.
Just leave it on loop.
Just
until
let
Nats.
it keep going, right? And
listen to it. Show it to your family.
We want this to be the Mr. Beast of Flesh and Blood podcast. I don't know what that means, but these are all words I'm learning, folks. Okay. Well, that's awesome. I'll be at Nats as well, and I will not be participating in that, so maybe I will be.
Perfect, because I'm not.
Cube.
I didn't qualify for Nats.
I didn't qualify either.
We're in the cube bracket. Let's go.
I will be doing the calling, and I think that I don't
Same.
know what format that will be. Sealed?
That's
Maybe
gonna
a new
be
set?
sealed draft.
Omens.
Yes, sealed, and then I think it's draft for top 8.
Okay, cool. All right, folks, let's get back on track.
So I have to do cube on Friday.
You did a cube of this cube on Friday.
Yeah, we'll have to do the cube Friday that weekend because me and you will be in top 8 of national scrolling.
Yeah, but it's a draft, so it'll end quickly. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, and then we can cube afterwards.
And okay, cube aspirations.
Cube.
We know what it is. It's got a cool list. I can share the link for the cube.
Yes, absolutely. What's not public, which I am going to make public, is the Draftmancer file cube, right? So the cube right now, for easy curation, is Cat knocked something over, that it's all split up based on class and talent and stuff like that. It's much easier to curate the cube that way. There's a separate file that's much better for exporting to Draftmancer. I can just probably get you the link to the Draftmancer file. With the Draftmancer file, you can draft it on Draftmancer. You can play it out, export to Fabry, play it out on Talishar.
Cool.
Which is what we're going to be doing on Thursday.
That's what we'll be doing on Friday. We're doing this on Thursday.
Yes.
And everybody's listening on Thursday. Right now. And leaving it on loop. But, okay. Draftmancer, if you don't know,
Draftmancer
is an online platform where you can kind of upload stuff and do drafts for multiple different TCGs. And this is what the Runaways use in their Discord. So that would be what that is. Now, let's scooch on away from the cube before we scooch back to the cube.
Okay.
The Compendium of Wraith. I was going to call it something else. Pen.
Yes.
Compendium of Wraith
to the pen
is the set that is the most recent one. And I need your fresh faves from it. First of all, William, which hero from the game of Flesh and Blood got the coolest stuff from Compendium of Wraith?
Well, Tommy, as you've said many a times, the coolest thing is winning. So obviously the hero that got the best out of it is, you say that all the time, I know you do, is probably Huntsman.
Catchphrase.
Huntsman? It's a catchphrase. Huntsman, right?
Yes.
Okay, so of all the people to receive something from Compendium of Wraith, Bolton got some really good stuff.
Sure.
Fi got some really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Huntsman got some fine stuff, I guess. And that was it. That's all he needed. He got pushed over the ledge. This is a deck you have to be concerned about at your armories. This is a deck you have to be concerned about your local events, your PQs, your battlegrounds. This is Pablo Pintor played this deck.
Sure.
This is not a joke anymore. This is a real deck. People are playing it.
You know
Huntsman
another
good.
deck that Pablo Pintor played? Riptide. So Riptide is not concerned about Arachne Huntsman. Thank you very much.
True. Also, Riptide probably has maybe a half decent. A matchup I'm not really versed in. Riptide versus Huntsman.
I've lost to one Huntsman.
Oh.
in my
out
maybe
of 2.
out of like 100 at this point because
okay.
there's so many being
sure.
played.
Yes, everyone's playing it, right?
Yeah. I think the hype's died down. I think people aren't like hopping in. Now I get all the tough nuts, which is fun as well. But
Tough nut's fun.
Huntsman, I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, like clearly had the biggest jump afterwards, and
because like Bolton, there was huge hype around Bolton. They were like, Bolton's broken, and then he has not been very represented. And he has not been placing very high in the events that he's been represented. Fi was super hyped because they printed Artawar for Fi. Not super represented, not doing super well in what he is. Huntsman doing pretty well. Vincent doing pretty well. Yeah. Those are the two that like stuck out. But I'm most surprised about Huntsman. Vincent's been in the meta before. This is like a deck that people have played. So
True. All right, cool. This is all making sense to me. What's your favorite weapon?
All right. So of the 3 weapons in Compendium of Wraith, I think the best one, the most interesting one, is that Brute gets a weapon. Yay! All right, KO's gone. You are now allowed new claws in the form of, I don't know, one-handed romping club. It's not that bad, right? Like, or it's not even romping club. Like, it's because
you need to pitch to it.
And
it can't go up to 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's like Ball Breaker, but better. That's what the card was. It's like better Ball Breaker, right?
Yeah, probably. So the more I think about Savage Claw, the more frustrated I get because like you start thinking about like Tough Nut, right? Like you can't like activate Tough Nut and then have it be 4, I don't believe, right? So which like Tough Nut has 2 hands, could play 2 Savage Claws.
Was pitched to attack with this.
Yeah. It's not like not checking if there's a 6. It's not like Gauntlets.
True.
Unfortunately, I don't know why.
So if you like as Rhinar Scab Skins, and then you can go Claw for just a 2-card 8 that keeps all the cards that you're attacking with in the in the pitch zone, so in your deck. That's not bad. Or even if you just have an agility token from being a Brute, that just shows up sometimes, right? On accident. Claw, not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
It's a safer replacement than Mandible Claw. And,
100%.
I think that's kind of what Brute needed. Was definitely at least a half decent one-handed weapon, right? For the KOs of the world. KO underhanded cheat. But
yeah, it's mostly a 3 for underhanded cheat. But,
true.
But maybe they're telling people, you know what, you gotta play more 6s in underhanded cheat.
My expectation is in the future they come out with like Brute Shield.
Brute Shield.
Roll a 6-sided dice, 4 or higher, you get +1 on it, and then it's like basically temper 2. Nothing crazy. Like nothing even great. Like on average it blocks 1. But then like Brutes are just like a reason outside of KO to run one-handed weapons. And not just Romping Club or not just what's the one that they've been playing? They've been playing
Meataxe and Rhinar and then Rock and
Meataxe Rhinar. Yeah, Rock.
And Hexagore and Leviathan. Rock. So
actually I have seen they do Rodeo with Hexagore.
Yeah,
because Rodeo pays attention to that.
Yeah.
And then you never have to swing Hexagore. You could just leave it you just leave it brand new, mint condition in the weapon zone. You don't have to bring it to the combat chain ever.
It's true.
It's doing something else. It's just buffing your other cards.
And the chess piece can be popped, I think, at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of neat. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. Wait, that's sick actually.
Yeah. Speaking of chess pieces, moving on. What's your favorite equipment from Compendium of Wraith?
Okay, easy slam dunk is triple answer. It's concealed chess pieces.
Oh, yes.
Right? So the concealed chess pieces from this set, Concealed Pathogen. So it says Cloaked. Love bringing back Cloaked in this concept. They're all 3 chess pieces. They're all 3 Ranger equipment chess traps. Quote, when this is equipped face down, when an attack hits you and its controller played a attack reaction or activated one, give them a Blood Rot Pox. They have something similar for Inertia Token and a Frailty. And so your Riptide player sits down and he's got something face down in the chest zone.
It's one of the 3.
That's all you know. It's one of the 3. And it's probably meta dependent. You might be able to suss it out. But just in concept, cloaked equipment in Ranger that says trap, it is subtype trap. That is awesome. It is super awesome. I've been playing it a little bit in Sage even.
The Sage is where it's doing some real stuff.
Yeah, it's funny.
Not so much in Constructed, but
there's good chess pieces in Constructed.
Yeah, exactly.
There's good ones. There's good ones.
Now, what's your favorite class and/or talent card that came out in Compendium of Wraith?
So this one surprised me. I dismissed it when I read it the first time, and I loved it after I saw it getting played. But Lobotomy.
Oh, yeah.
New Majestic Ranger attack, stealth.
Assassin.
When it hits a hero, and you have an Orbitoclast equipped, you blank their hero text until the next turn.
And you can also fetch
when you attack with it. Yeah, when you attack with it, it fetches you said Orbitoclast. And so when you read it, you're like, that's a lot. All right, I gotta have extra daggers that I don't want in my sideboard just for this card, for the effect that really doesn't super work on every hero. But what it comes out to when you actually play it in specifically Slippy is, it's 4 go again, because you're playing Flick Knives and you're going to throw that Orbitoclast at some point.
Yeah.
And so it is basically 4 go again, which is huge. It can blink their hero power, so it has an on hit. It also gives you another reaction, because Slippies have been playing like Double Trouble and other cards that involve, flicking daggers. And so it'll give you an extra attack reaction for cards like Double Trouble, and then those cards are just 0 for 5s. And so Lobotomy is much better than I thought it was. I like it a lot. Big card, big fan. Everyone should get a Lobotomy.
Well, that's what you get here at Fresh and Buds. It's like getting a lobotomy, folks. Tune in every week, Thursdays at noon Eastern.
Get those headphones
New Jersey
just a little tighter.
Good answer. That is the first we've gotten of that one. But we haven't been.
It's so good.
Doing a lot.
There's so many cards in that. There's like 400 cards in that set. Of course, you're getting a different answer every time, right?
Yeah. Well, the next one we get a lot of the same, but I think you're gonna hit me with a different one. What's your favorite generic card from the set? Bonus points if it blocks for 2.
Guess what? I'm choosing 3 cards again. So I'm choosing Pilfer the Tomb, Ransack and Raise, Shatter Sorcery, and I'm choosing it for one specific reason. These are all silver bullet generics, right?
Mm-hmm.
That all like target a specific thing, right? Like Ransack and Raise destroys Library of Solana, and they just target a specific person or a specific card in a deck. And the reason I love them so much is because in the bottom corner it says rare. Previously in last week in Flesh and Blood, not actually last week. I'm trying to I sound like last week on Yu-Gi-Oh. So like we had a garbage Majestic that you were upset to open because it was in your booster pack as your Majestic, and it was Poison the Well. Great, another 25-cent Majestic. I'm super stoked to put this in my binder. And then Verdance comes out, and that card shoots up to $5 billion or whatever. And you're like, holy frick. I traded them all away when they went to $5, and now they're 60, and I need 3 in my deck. And so the cool thing about it is these are silver bullet cards at rare. If these cards become so meta relevant, you have to have them in your deck. even at their worst, what they're going to be like $5 a piece.
Yeah.
They're not going to be doing actual silver bullet prices like Ripple Away. Also, a really disgusting silver bullet card that can get very expensive. Truce was expensive for a while in Enigma, right? When you take all these blue, these blue silver bullet cards, even Warmonger's Diplomacy, that's the biggest defender, right? Warmonger's Diplomacy doesn't work into even most heroes, but in the ones it does work, it's really good. It's a silver bullet card, is way too expensive at some points. Seeing them printed in rare is awesome, especially in this context, in this set, right? So, love seeing that.
Well, I disagree. No, I'm kidding.
Sick.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
No, it's good to see.
We're on Pit Against again, and I'm going to start yelling.
Yeah. Allow me to play devil's advocate. Cool. What's your favorite token in the game? I've never
Ponder.
answered this one.
Next.
Ponder. Makes sense.
It says draw a card. It's awesome. Actually, so I got a new phone case. I got a new phone, so I got a new case. And I got, since my phone this time is not from, like, the ancient times, I was able to get a modern phone case for it. And I got it from Shapeshifter.
Okay.
And so what you get is you get a phone case. And on the back of the phone case, you get to put a card in it. And I've been having Ponder in there the whole time. I've been having Ponder on me the whole time. And if you open up the phone case, the funny thing is, so the Ponder on the back, but hidden inside the phone where no one can see it, it's an assassin. You just got. Just flipped over Azuri. We just activated Azuri at instant speed, reaction speed.
Azuri.
Sick.
That is not only Azuri, that is Pro Tour winning hero Azuri.
Yes, the hero.
Not you didn't
maybe
win.
not that card, not me.
Yeah. Good answer. There's no real class or talent. Is there any update on what class and talent you want to be?
Nah, I think last time I said like generic merchant, and I feel like that's the safest. Like I saw the art for Dusk Till Dawn. I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Okay. But what if
I know people come on here and they're like, I would love to be a super mega wizard or something like that, and I'm like, dude, I just want like to have enough money to play the Wraith equivalent to Flesh and Blood in my free time, and not die to Levia storming the gates or whatever.
Super mega wizard. I don't think anybody said that one. Just gonna.
I was gonna call out specific people, and then I decided to just back up and say something else.
And is there any update on the greatest set of all time?
I don't think so. I think last time I talked about like I liked all the sets, and I do kind of feel that way a little bit. But Tales of Aria, huge, right? That set was sick. And Welcome to Wraith is just a simple, basic, like it's what the game's built on, and those two are probably my goats.
That's fair. I mean, those are some bangers, and Compendium of Wraith is not your favorite of all time.
It's fine, right? I think it served its purpose. It was better than I thought it was going to be, because I was calling it Cope of Wraith, or right, a Copendium the whole time. Yes. And then we got it, and I was like, okay, this card actually sees play in this deck, and Zuri got something out of this, and you can play this in Sage Enigma, and like somebody got something from everything, and it didn't feel that bad. There was a card in a Dynasty,
Arachne Huntsman,
Guardian card, yeah. There was a Guardian card in Dynasty that was just like pay a whole card and like 2 mana.
Mana. What is going on here?
Pay $2 and a whole card for here. I found it. Reinforced Steel. It's a red 3-block. Pay 2. Yeah. Remove a -1 counter from a Guardian offhand.
Pretty good. That's good. That's a good rate. We're gonna have to refer back to the Dynasty set review.
A 2-card +1.
I probably gave it a fresh death.
I think of that card when I think of supplemental sets, and I don't feel like there was nearly that much reinforcing steel in Compendium.
Gotcha.
So I'm higher on it than I thought I would be.
Yeah, it's fair. The more I play with the blue non-attack action traps, I'm pretty happy. So
yeah, they're pretty sick.
They're awesome. Now it's time, William. You gotta tell me. We talked about the cube. Now we're circling back because I need to 3-0 this cube.
Yeah,
I need to, or else
you need to. You'll fade into obscurity.
I'm retiring. I need you to tell me.
He becomes a full-time Fortnite streamer.
And not even a good one.
Go to gamersubs.com/TommyFresh.
You gotta tell me how to do this.
All right. No, we'll go through the cube, right? Okay. So
we don't have to go through the whole cube, right?
No.
I think.
Well, we're gonna go through. What I would like to do is to go through just specifically the rules.
Okay.
Like just real quick, knock out the rules, and then like my draft guide. This is what I'm thinking of when I'm drafting it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very easy way to like come up with a half decent deck, right?
We're not looking for half decent. We're looking for full decent, William.
Full decent. Well, that's
3-0.
Well, like, so we talk about on Pit Against for like winning an event involves three things. You have to be on the best deck, be the best player, and have the best luck. So I can get you the best deck. You just got to be the best player with the best luck, and I think you can do that. When I think Tommy Fresh, I think a lucky good player.
That makes one of us. Let's hear it.
All right, so it's a 540 card, 8-person cube draft, right? So we're not going to use all the cards, which adds to a little more variance when you play it, right? So only 360 cards get drafted. And the way it'll work is we'll make 24 packs, 3 for each player, 15 cards. 14 of them are random cards out of the entire cube, except for we separated to the side all the equipment. Each pack will get 1 equipment card. So it's 15 card packs, 1 equipment, 14 junk. There should be cards. There's going to end up being cards left over. And so the rules of this cube, to break them down, interrupt me at every moment you have a question.
Me.
You
or the
and
listener.
the viewers at home. Yes, and the viewers at home. If you have a question, go into the comment section and comment down below. But you can play any card with any young hero.
Okay.
You can draft anything in the cube. It doesn't matter. There's no limitations. Unlike normal Flesh and Blood drafting. You may use any specialization cards with any hero. Pretty straightforward. Deck building. You've crafted your deck. Choose a young hero and a weapon to use for the remainder of the draft. So you're not going to be swapping them around. You're going to pick somebody when you build the deck out of your draft pool. You'll just pick something to play as for the rest of the evening. During deck building, you may add 2 of any Iron Rot or Null Rune equipment, or 1 of each, to your draft pool for the remainder of the draft. So you finish the draft, you've drafted 3 pieces of equipment. Let's say it's Stormstriders, Arcane, or Skullcap, and Tunic. And you're like, this is sick. I want to run these in every single thing. I get 2 pieces of equipment, though. I'm going to bring 1 Iron Rot gloves, 1 Null Rune gloves.
Sweet.
And you're going to say, this is now a part of my draft, my deck. You're going to add that into your deck. And then depending on, you sit down across the table and you see me and you're like, I'm going to take that Iron Rot and bring it out this game. Or you sit down across from Kevin and you're like, maybe AB6 is important. And so you have Stormstriders and Skullcap and the AB, and you got AB6. Maybe that's important too. Or also, maybe there's other better cards in the pack. You didn't pick equipment. You have 2 pieces of equipment, you just fill them out with 2 Iron Rot, or maybe 2 Null Rune, depending on what you think you need. It really rounds out the cube. You may also include in your deck, in your draft pool, 2 Phoenix Flames, any number of cracked baubles, and any number of token-based mechanologist equipment. The idea is there's some Evos in the deck. Let's say you draft like 3 of them, and you're like, all right, Maybe I'll play Tackle Lawson, and then you have basic equipment as your equipment for it. Haven't seen anyone go for it yet, but they are blue block 3s, and you could run token-based mechanologist equipment if you feel like that's a better spot than like maybe an Iron Rod gloves or something, right? Also, it's a draft deck, so the decks must be exactly 30 cards. There's no fat stacking. You get 45 cards, you draft 30 of them out. 30 card deck. That's like the deck building part. Now let's get into the funny nuance where everyone's like, all right, now where's the silliness, right? As a Shapeshifter Cube, any instance of a class name on a card, including the card's class itself, is replaced with Shapeshifter.
So Brute card, Barraging Beatdown is now a Shapeshifter non-attack action, and it gives the next Shapeshifter attack plus whatever.
Correct. So that would not work on Command and Conquer. It would not work on Elemental Strike. It's a talented card, but it's not a class card.
Oh, so
it's
generic is still generic.
Generic is generic. All these cards are mostly like there's one rule that says otherwise. All these cards are played exactly as you read them. There's the cards themselves, the game pieces do not change, right? Just these instances of the words are replaced, right? Any instance of a talent name on a card, including a card's talent itself, is replaced with talented. So you fuse Aether Ice Vein with Clown Slap. What's that card called?
No, wait.
Clown Slap.
I was gonna say bingo, but it's
it's not bingo.
Man, it's the reviled.
Why did I pick that card to think of?
I just you called it Clown Slap. Wait. It's I have it
Clown
up here.
Slap. That's what the card's name is.
No. I don't like that. No, it's not even. It's not even in the cube.
No, it's not the cube.
Oh my god,
that's a bad example. All right, a different example. All right, so you fuse Aether Ice Vein with Spreading Flames. It's a draconic ninja attack. It is interpreted in this cube as a talented Shapeshifter attack action card.
Okay.
Herald of Erudition is a talented Shapeshifter illusionist. Oh, it's not illusionist. A talented Shapeshifter attack action card, right? Another example is like Oakenold. It reads Earth and Ice Fusion, or as the way you should be interpreted is talented and other talented fusion. For Oakenold, you would have to show both Spreading Flames and Lightning Press in order to be able to fuse it. Or one of the pulses. There are 2 pulses in the deck, in the cube, so you could just end up drafting Pulse of Volthaven and being able to fuse Oakenold with that. Because it is 2 talents.
Okay.
And so it is covering both talents. Also, Lightning Press on Oakenold. That sounds kind of disgusting.
It does.
9 Dominate on it, discard 2, and I got a Lightning Press in my hand.
Also, by the way, it's Mocking Blow. Do not call it Clown Slap ever again.
No, it's Clown Slap. No, it's Clown Slap. I just like the idea of being a clown and slapping someone in the face. And so it has, the next line is exactly that, right? So if a single ability requires 2 different base talents, you must have any 2 different base talents. So Oakenold's Fuse ability or Lexi's hero ability. First time we drafted this, that was not the case. And Lexi would, on flip of your arsenal, do both. Give Go Again and give him a Frostbite. That's
so you have to choose when you flip.
You have to pick Lexi. One. And it has to be a talented card, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't work on CNC. Doesn't work on Spinal Crush. Doesn't work on insert card here.
Gorganian Tome.
Gorganian Tome. Exactly. So, and we'll get back to all that in a second because I think all of that's important to this. But the next line is the keyword Phantasm ignores the class name replacement rule. Phantasm at its core is a mechanic that is very specific on what it does with with cards of its class, right? So if every card is illusionist, if Spinal Crush is illusionist, it wouldn't be able to pop a Phantasm card because it has to be
Yeah.
a non-illusionist card. Phantasm is the only keyword that changes in the sense where it ignores the class name replacement rule.
For both cards involved. Or for the one card involved, I guess.
For the blocking card, right? So
Yeah,
if I attack with Herald of Erudition and you block with Spinal Crush, it will pop like normal.
Okay.
But if you attack with Erudition and I block with Herald of Protection, it will not pop it.
Gotcha.
But I think there's like 4 Heralds in the cube. There's not that many, so I don't think it'll come up. That specific thing will come up that often, but when it does come up, it'll be interesting. This is another great rule. I can't remember who came up with this. It was either Mara or Kevin. It is a great rule. If a card references a macro,
yeah.
create that macro, then resolve the card.
Okay.
So, the only example this currently works in is the Treasure Island cards.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, I forgot what it says on them very specifically, right? So
I think there's one that just says when this attacks, put an additional counter.
There's actually a few of them in the cube, right? So Expedition to Arrow Keys, 0 for 4, blocks 2. When this attacks, you may put a gold counter on Treasure Island. So when you play this card in the cube, it's when this attacks, create Treasure Island. No, I'm sorry. When you play this card, before it resolves, create Treasure Island. Then it is attacking. You may put a counter on Treasure Island. Treasure Island triggers because you're attacking. It's the first time a hero is attacked that turn.
So I'll get a second.
Put another gold counter. So it actually puts 2 gold counters on that card.
Okay.
And it's kind of sick for that, honestly. Especially because we'll get into the archetypes later. Gold is one of the kind of archetypes in the cube. And so the Treasure Island cards are better than they look. There's 1 errata and 2 bans.
Okay.
The 1 errata is Red Spine Manta. So a little backstory. Making this cube has been hard for 2 specific classes. Mechanologist, because they only care about themselves. And at one point, Shapeshifter Cube was just trying to shove all your favorite cards into the cube. You didn't actually change the class and talent on them. And so it was very hard to boost Mechanologist cards. So that change has helped them a lot, but Ranger needs more work. They are very siloed in the fact that they play with arrows and they play with bows and nobody else does. So the 1 errata is Red Spine Manta, right? So Red Spine is the card we got in High Seas. It's a 0 cost, just tap it, bow, put an arrow from your hand face up in your arsenal, go again. Simple. It has been errata to say it is one-handed. So you can run it with Kodachi, Winter's Wail, Spider's Bite. And it gains the subtype Cannon. This allows us to put harpoons in the deck and that doesn't feel bad. And you might think a one-handed 0 cost cannon is busted, but it doesn't give overpower. It doesn't give +4. It's just so you can play these cards out of Arsenal, and you've activated a cannon this turn.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah. It's pretty good about that. The following heroes and weapons are banned. Yorick.
Okay, yeah.
He just makes everything so much more difficult. I think it was Joshua Scott said that he wishes Yorick was a game mode instead of a hero because so many things have to deal with, Yorick's in the game and it messes up so many things. So Yorick's banned. He just ends up being a headache. He's not an actual problem. He just ends up being a headache. The other one is Luminaris, which actually I think I'm going to skip ahead to Darth Prentice's question now because this is where Luminaris was the first actual ban.
All right, I'm going to read Darth Prentice's question from a listener question. We're skipping ahead, and then we'll come back to the other questions.
Just for you, Greg.
What is the most broken thing you've done/seen with your cube? Also is drone in there. And I did see drone in there.
There is a blue drone in it, and I love that. It was a good idea. Add drone in there. It's a busted card. Fits right at the cube. Blue, Makes it more usable, but also not as egregious in some cases. Love it. I think the most busted cards in the cube are yet to come, and we haven't seen them yet. We haven't played the cube enough to find them. But the most busted thing I've seen so far, we banned. The second ban, the first one was Yorick, but the second ban was Luminars, which was banned for being too powerful. Not in the sense that you'd think, right? Luminaris is a really strong weapon.
Yeah.
But that is not why it was banned. It was banned because it had a 1-card infinite combo that would instantly kill the opponent. I'm going to give everyone at home a second to like think to themselves, what singular card could you play with Luminaris that would break it? Do you have a guess, Tommy?
No clue.
The correct answer is...
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, yeah, hit it.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Leyline of the Old Ones. So Leyline says it's an instant. When it enters the battlefield, create a Seismic Surge.
Yeah.
Seismic Surges are Guardian auras.
Okay.
So they become a Shapeshifter aura, which is an Illusionist aura, which is also a weapon thanks to Luminars with Go Again that deals 1 damage. If it deals that damage, Leyline says create another Seismic Surge, which is a weapon that hasn't attacked this turn. So you can attack with it, which on hit creates another Seismic Surge. And then you create an infinite amount of Seismic Surge, deal an infinite amount of damage. If at any point you run your opponent out of cards in hand, or they just don't block, or like can't block her, anything like that, you just play Leyline, and you hit them with 1 Seismic Surge that turns into an infinite number that kills them instantly. Totally busted. Completely broken combo. It's already really strong because people were making decks that were like mono yellow to like try to emphasize Luminaris, and I thought that was cool. And they weren't necessarily all that strong. They'd lose games too, but like this was insane when we found it. Luminaris banned. Can't play that one. And that's all the main rules of the Tome Shapeshifter Cube.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Now, where I think I'm going to have the most trouble, and I think actually a lot of people would, is like figuring out how to draft this. Because, you mentioned like siloed draft formats, which I do really like.
It kind of, so like Flesh and Blood formats kind of, once you understand how to draft them and you understand there are silos and heroes want certain things, they're like guardrails that kind of like guide you along. In Rosetta, they had stamps on the text box that had either the lightning symbol or the tree symbol, and it'd be like, all right, you're in this lane, so keep driving in that lane. This doesn't have that, right? So Vintage Cube, notoriously very difficult to play and to win with, right? In the same vein, this cube is also very difficult to play into draft. And that's what makes it so interesting. And you could really dive into it. So, Tommy, I'm going to break down to you what I think of when I start drafting this cube. These are the thought processes. These are the things that I'm thinking as I'm drafting, right? Okay. So first things first, number one thing I think about, the first things you do in the first couple of packs, just pick the good cards.
Sure.
So in any draft format, like especially ones that are more open, you're just like, you open the pack and you're like, that card's a slam dunk. I always pick Art of War. I always pick Terra Sunder. Whatever the card speaks to you that is just broken and busted and you know you can win with this card, you pick that card. Tommy opens Collapsing Trap. Done.
Yeah, well that's...
Right?
That is
Windmill
what
Slam.
I'm hoping to do.
Exactly. You know what Collapsing Trap's really good in? Enigma. You play Collapsing Trap and then you like transcend because it's a blue that you just played.
Yeah. That is pretty good.
Pretty good. So pick the good cards. Oftentimes it's the equipment. And the equipment will steer you in a direction. You open your pack 1 and it's Mask of Momentum. And you're like, okay, well, this works really well. Yes. That's where you throw them off, is you pick a aggro, go again, head jab deck, and you play Tough Nut, and they're just completely bewildered. But like Mask of Momentum is good in like things like Kadachi Dori, where you just go Kadachi. Eventually you're gonna get 2 of them to connect, and then you can just start throwing attacks that like threaten Mask of Momentum. And so like you just pick the good cards. First, like 3 to 5 picks, just pick whatever the best card is.
Okay.
You're like, this is the most busted card in the pack. I am picking this one. This is the most expensive card in the pack. I am picking this one. I don't care what it is. Tunic. Oftentimes it is equipment, but yeah, just pick the good cards in the first few picks.
Now, expensive card. So if fire breathing is in the deck, in the pack, that's a scaling amount of expensive.
Okay, I guess I'm expensive as in like you saw a Fable and you're like, I'm picking up the Fable.
Okay.
Actually, so
good and expensive off the bat.
You know,
first 3 cards.
Just good cards.
We're hitting the heuristics.
Just pick the best cards. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Next thing is you're going to want to pick probably an archetype, right? And so archetypes are your on rails. In most Flesh of Blood sets, your archetypes are Aurora, Florian, Verdance, Acilio, right? Your archetypes are the hero. This is not as common in Flesh and Blood as it is in like Magic or something, where like the archetypes, are more widespread. And so these are going to sound very simple, but these are great heuristics to like just think about when you're building your archetype, which is like go tall, right? So you're just playing Guardian. You're going to pitch 3 cards and you're going to play 1 card, and it's going to be huge and it's going to be big. You're going to do fatigue, deck damage, and stuff like that. You're going to try to slow your opponent down. Go tall decks, right? Some brutes, Guardian, some illusionists. Just slow the game down. Go wide. Big aggro decks. You're playing Art of War. You're playing Spreading Flame. You're drawing the combat chain really long, right? You're going to leak through damage one way or another. Banish Zone matters. You can Banish Zone matters is a big archetype. You can decompose your shadow cards.
True.
And then play them. You can put cards into your soul. And with certain heroes, banish cards out of your soul and then play them. Banish Zone matters is pretty good, where you have other ways to like put things into your Banish Zone, and so you might put Earth cards into your Banish Zone, your Florian or something. Like Banish Zone matters can be a whole archetype. It is not a super common one, but you'll probably see one in every pod. Another one is Auras matter. A lot of cards in the deck care about auras. Leyline of the old ones is still in the cube, even if Luminaris isn't. And it still says Shapeshifter Aura. And there's a lot of cards that can just synergize with that. There's Brute and Warrior cards that make like agility tokens. Those are also auras. And so like you can have things like there are other auras too, right? So not just like token auras, but you could pick up some of the like illusionist auras that care about other illusionist auras on the field. You can draft any aura, put in your deck, and run it pretty well. Auras Matter deck is a deck. Another archetype is Items Matter, which kind of got turned into over time as Gold Matters. Gold is just a really strong mechanic, right? Pirates, Victor, gold is a really, it's bigger in this game than it ever has been. And there's also a lot of cards that deal with like items or like items getting destroyed or whatever, and making gold or making items and dealing with that. Items Matter is kind of a archetype. And the last big one is probably Weapons Matter. And this one's very common. This one's as common as Go Wide or Go Tall. These are the 3 main ones. Go Wide, Go Tall, Weapons Matter. Weapons Matter is like Dory with Kodachis, right? Mm-hmm. She can attack with a Kodachi. If it hits, she can hit with it again. It's once per turn, but you have 2 Kodachis. So you're going to spend 1 blue and get 3 almost unblockable damage. Also, they're just weapons. There's a bunch of cards in the deck that like, buff weapons, or your next weapon attack gets blank or whatever, or your next attack gets blank, right? Barraging Beatdown just says your next brute attack gets +4. But Kodachi is a brute attack because it is a shapeshifter dagger. So also counts as like a weapon pump, right? So Weapons Matter. There's a lot of attack reactions that like work in this cube. And so those are the main archetypes. You might find other smaller archetypes within it that aren't as big, but those are like the main 6. Banish Zone matters, Auras Matter, Gold Matters. Go Tall, Go Wide, Weapons. Those are like the big ones.
All right.
The other There's one more archetypal thing you have to think about, which is there's a lot of cards in the deck like Blood Rush Belt or Barraging Beatdown that we were just talking about, or Oakenold, like we talked about way earlier. When you're building your deck, you also need to think about, is this going to be a talent-focused deck or a class-focused deck? Am I fusing a lot? Do I need the talents for that? Do I have a lot of cards that's like, your next shadow card gets this? And that works on any talented card. Or you have a card that says your next warrior blank gets this. Well, you're going to need class cards. And so, like, outside of just that archetype, you also have to reel into a little bit of, is this a talent-focused deck? Is this a class-focused deck? Or is it both? Like, it can be both. Like, maybe that's just not, you're not drafting cards that, like, matter about both of those. So, those are, like, generally the archetypes you should be going for and help round out decision-making towards your deck.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. I'm going to look through this list a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One thing you can do is you can actually just take this. Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
You know, so first of all, shout out to the Fab Cube, right?
Tyler Loose.
I'm looking through and it's all broken down. Like, okay, it's like warrior, and then it's like warrior instance, warrior attacks, warrior blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Attack reactions. And then it'll also within the warrior will have talented warrior cards. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Revered warrior this, revered
yes.
There is no revered warrior. But imagine.
They're all bad. They're all evil.
Why are there no draconic warrior cards?
So okay, there's some cards that just they're not going to mesh well with the cube, right?
Okay.
So draconic, it's anytime the way the cards are broken down is if it has a class, it's broken down in the classes, and so there isn't any draconic warrior cards. They all either care too specifically about daggers, which is just too insular, or they care too specifically about like mark, which mark is also not really a supported like sub archetype in this, right? Because marking that's just a whole thing. It's very hard to get online and doing a bunch of marked stuff.
Who's
so
Mark?
Not a lot of mark.
Mark one of the young heroes?
It's Arachne Marionette. Everyone keeps their eye on him. He's the marked one. There is draconic stuff at the bottom, right? Oath of Loyalty, Tome of Firebrand, Tooth of the Dragon, Liquefy. But like, yeah, but like, no, there's some heroes that just couldn't be really implemented, right? So Puffin has like 2 or 3 cards that say Cog in them. And if you're a diehard Puffin fan and you open one of them, go for it. If you open Tooth of the Dragon and you're like, I'm windmill slamming Fang because I want to, that's fine. Do it. You have to understand you put yourself in this this constraint, and so you might not win because of it, but you're going to have fun and you're going to play your hero. And you should be able to. I've one more point, or I have one more tip. For drafting. Do you have any more questions at this point?
No. I've already decided what I'm going to draft.
Oh, sick. I love that. All right. The last thing I would say to add to your deck to round out everything, you've picked your good cards in the first couple of packs. You picked Art of War. You got Stubby Hammers, pack 1, pick 1. You got Art of War, pack 2, pack whatever. Pack 1, pick 2. And you've picked a couple of great cards. You've picked an archetype. You're like, okay, I'm going wide. I'm gonna make a combat chain so big I'm gonna need 2 playmats. Now what you need to do is send your deck over the edge. You've been playing Slay the Spire?
Of course.
Absolutely. Everyone's playing it. National treasure. And so the thing is, in Slay the Spire, you can have a hero, and then you picked all the good cards, and then you picked an archetype, but you don't win unless you break the game. You're going to need to scale infinite, or you're going to need to scale or go infinite. And so in that sense, the last thing you need in this cube, I would argue, for a great deck, are combos. And so when I say combos, I just mean cards when paired together get extra synergy. You got some really powerful cards in this deck, in this cube, like CNC, but you need to have your cards mesh together in a way that breaks the game. And I don't think there's anything necessarily. I'm not sure there's anything that's like Leyline of the old ones. Luminaris breaks the game. But like an example is the way the cube is currently built, it's mostly one-ofs. But there's 2 Minnowism, one of each. 2 Belittle, one of each.
Mm-hmm.
That's a healthy combo. You draft one and then you find another one later. You can do some nutty stuff with that. Money or Your Life says if you're a thief and you just happen to be a shapeshifter hero, because all heroes are classes, so all heroes are thieves, Money or Your Life will double trigger when it hits somebody, and so drafting that with Pummel is very good. There's things in here like Flicker Wisp Arc Lightning, Skizix Skyward Serenade, and then you can also think about your hero. Add your hero into the mix. What hero you're thinking about playing in the middle of your draft. Kano can activate Kano, find a Gravy ally on top, and play it at instant speed.
Pretty good.
Dory with Kodachis. Dory hero ability synergizes with Kodachis. Enigma with Chi. You start drafting. You found 3 Chi to fill out your blue base, and you're like, actually, I think I could play Enigma with this. Or Lexi with like anything, because she's gross.
Riptide with traps.
Riptide with traps. There's like 4 traps in this.
Okay.
It's technically doable, right? And you'll activate his hero ability. It will trigger.
Okay, so I'm gonna win. Pretty interesting. And
winning is interesting.
Things are getting, folks.
I think it's coming together.
Pretty serious.
I think it's coming together.
All right, so all I need is
pick the good cards.
No. I need you to feed me the cards that I need. But I guess we will talk about that off of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hush.
Yeah.
All right. Sitting directly beside each other in the cube.
Yeah. All right. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's sick. The more you play it, here's the thing. Is it sounds cool on paper now. And you're going to open pack 1 and you're going to be like, holy frick.
Yeah.
There's so much gas in this. Every card is playable. And then you're like, okay, I pick this one, I guess. And then the second pack shows up. And you're like, oh my goodness. The world is an oyster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mine. And it's just playing the cube. You just witness in real time all these little synergies. And it's going to feel awesome. Especially when you start pulling some of these off. What I would suggest is I've sent you the Draftmancer file.
Uh-huh.
Or at least it's in the Discord, and you can just pop that into Draftmancer, add 7 bots, and just make a fake draft. Just see, what does my deck look like? Do that like once or twice, and you'll be like, I see what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
I'm getting the vibes. Yeah. It's gonna be great.
So, and weapons that reference like Winter's Wail would be any talent.
Any talent. If you pitched I'm trying to think of a talented blue, right?
Passover.
Yeah. That's a talented, it's a chi that makes a mystic. It's a talented blue. You can pitch that to Winter's Wail.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sick.
Folks, you just heard it here first. Tommy Fresh 3-0 in the inaugural Tome Shapeshifter Cube televised draft stream.
On Riptide with Winter's Wail.
On
Riptide gets a real weapon. That's the name of the stream.
Dawnblade Riptide.
Dawnblade Riptide. You can do that.
Yeah, Rock Riptide.
You can do that.
Oh boy.
Maybe. Actually, wait, yeah, sick.
That would be kind of cool. All right. We do have some listener questions, and then we're going to say our goodbyes. The first comes from Capolo. who asked, what is your go-to start of the game procedure? Do you go for the basic dice high roll or something very crazy?
Okay, so from a casual perspective, so I got a buddy of mine, Zara, the biggest UPF fan in the world, gave me these 2 custom cards that the idea is start a game procedure, shuffle them up face down, presume to my opponent. One says you go first, one says you go second, and the opponent flips over a card, and it determines if they're going first or second. Very fun. In a competitive environment, I insist on rolling 1 die for odd or even. One person rolls, the other person calls. I always pick even. And then I also think like start a game procedure actually matters more than some people might think. Because I think consistency breeds comfort, right? And so in that sense, you can be more comfortable, you can be more in the zone. It feels like, testing as opposed to being at any kind of event where you're just like, you're not wigged out. You're just doing the same thing you always do. I'll put my deck box to my left. I'll put my life pad to the right. Tokens and dice go on the deck box. And that is a setup. I leave it this way every game you play. Keep that consistent, and it'll lead to something. At least it'll make you feel better, right?
Feeling good's cool, I would say.
Feeling good's cool. Tommy Fresh, 2026.
Clip it. Pepito asks, what was your mentality for building and balancing the cube?
So for building the cube, the original idea was Mara. Mara was like, we should do Shapeshifter Cube. We should do a cube with all the classes in it. And when I got a hold of the idea and decided that I was going to build it, I felt like I wanted anyone to feel like they could play their hero. And so that was a big part of it, where I just wanted an even representation of cards, because the extreme of just putting only the best cards in the cube, like the extreme version of that is a cube that's just Illusionist, Assassin, Guardian, Runeblade. It's just all the 4 most egregious classes, right? And then not everything gets represented. So I wanted a more even representation of all the classes. And then another thing that I think of regularly when maintaining the cube is is this card funny? Interesting cards lead to fun and funny games. And so when I activate Lexi and I flip up Oakenold, which is an elemental card, which gives it go again, and then I attack with Winter's Wail, and I'm basically making Starvo at home, that's funny. That's really silly. I love that. And I think about that when I'm picking cards. I'll pick a card and I'm like, is this card funny? Is Deny Redemption funny? I don't know. It's kind of good. But it needs to be great, or it needs to make you feel great when you're playing it. And that's a big part of building the cube itself. As for balancing it, the idea is it's supposed to be a vintage cube, right? So we want the most busted cards, busted combos.
Mm-hmm.
But we want it to be inconsistent enough to where you're not blowing your opponent up on turn 0. But also not so inconsistent that games always go to fatigue. And that's the weird balancing line you have to hit. And we've mostly gotten there, right? We have a couple of games in each pod go to fatigue, but every other game just plays out like normal. And maybe one of them ends on turn 2. It's high powered, but it doesn't feel like Blitz. It feels more, I don't know. It feels good, and that's the line we're trying to find on it. We actually had a talk at one point because there's one of each equipment slot for each class. And so for the wizard slot, we were like, is Stormstriders too strong? Could we swap out Stormstriders for Tempest Dancers, the new boots that came out in Compendium? And we thought about it, and it was just the answer is no. The idea is you're supposed to be doing the busted stuff. If we're taking Stormstriders out to put in Tempest Dancers, it's not Tome Cube anymore. And so that is a part of the building where it's just it's got to be, that's part of the balancing is it's still got to be busted. You still got to be able to do gross things. That's part of the excitement of it.
I like that answer.
That is a great question. I love that question. I'm excited.
And then we got one more from Sigma, who, of course, is asking, what brute's hot or not? And I'm assuming within this cube.
Just like, what's the hot brute to play?
Mm-hmm.
What is the hottest brute? KO is probably very good. RKO can make Persuasive Prognosis come in for 6. He has just an Icon Hero ability.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. But for my money, Golfing Rhinar is definitely the hottest.
Yeah, there we go.
Have you seen that outfit? Hot, baby. That's hot brute summer right there.
That really is, holy moly. William, this is a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm excited to do this. It's going to challenge me. It's going to bring me new experiences. And I think that's what we should all be trying to do. And I think that's the moral of the story. Especially if I do not 3-0. I'm going to be saying I experienced things, I tried new things, I never cared about 3-0. And honestly, it's I'll be saying, honestly, it's like kind of like weird to be like trying to 3-0 like a fun stream like this. You should not be so sweaty.
The real winner is whoever brings in the most viewers, and so that person I think is going to be hyping up the stream the most, like broadcasting.
What does that mean?
Stream the most, right?
Oh, okay.
Just like you're on Blue Sky and you're like, man, I'm hyped for this cube. I want to do this. I just hyping people up about the cube. I'm going to be doing that. And then I don't know. I think a lot of this has been us talking about the potential of this cube and what's neat about it. But I think just like with playing Flesh and Blood, when you watch this stream, you're going to be like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now seeing it, right? I understand what someone said when they explained the game to me, but now that I'm watching it, I see why it's great. I've been telling people this is the premier high power young hero format, and I fully believe it. I'm not hyping that up. This is the best way to play a quick but high power game of Flesh and Blood, and I love it.
All right. We will see. And I will be streaming because I hope
tomorrow.
I just ordered it on Amazon. A hot tub.
What day shipping?
No, I'm kidding.
Hot tub streaming. It's hot brute summer.
Yeah. I'm painting myself green again. It wouldn't be the first time.
He's gonna put on the cowboy hat.
Yeah, the cowboy hat. Well, I was purple for that one.
Yeah, you're purple for that one.
Yeah, but no, it'd be fun. Where can people find you? And we talked about Table Pit and No Blocks, but where in the world?
So we're on YouTube as at the Table Pit. That's where you find all our streams. But you can find me on the internet at TableandLegs on Blue Sky. We also I don't have my script in front of me, dude. Also, another thing is this has been completely like off script, like the whole thing. Like we've been kind of like going for it, and this is new ground for William because my whole life is scripted, and so this is
your whole life
crazy. Yeah, my whole life is scripted. So this is very very new for me. I'm standing at the altar with my lovely bride, and I pull out a piece of paper really quickly, and then I stuff it back in my pocket. So you can find me on Blue Sky at Table and Legs, and you can also find us at the Table Pit streaming this tomorrow. You can also find Tommy streaming this tomorrow. You can find Agroblaze, Flesh and Bad. You can find the Runaways. I believe the Runaways are streaming it, right? So they're going to have their own stream. We're going to have a bunch of streams, and Kevin might stream it if he gets to play. If not, he's going to be judging. Kevin Smurffab. So that's where you can find me, and that's where you can find the rest of those streams. And you can also find me at US Nationals, where I'm going to be bringing the cube, and I want to play the cube, especially probably on Friday, where like the goal will be to. This cat is just biting me. The goal will be to play as much of this cube as possible. I absolutely love it. So heck yeah, that's me.
Sweet. You know, check out all those streams, but mostly check out
Mostly yours.
this one if I remember to set
Yeah.
it up.
It's okay. I'm gonna be on him. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, I know. You can all continue to find me on Blue Sky at freshbudspod. If you're watching or listening to this on YouTube, give us the old like, comment, subscribe. We're cooking with subs over there. You know,
You gotta subscribe. That's how you're gonna find his stream tomorrow.
that's how you're gonna find the stream. Discord, Buzz Discord, great place to hang out. Fresh Juice, a indie game podcast I do with my cousin. We just went to PAX East last weekend.
Ooh.
We had a good time. We played a bunch of different games. And Patreon as well. Check that out. William,
Yeah.
always like to end every episode before I talk to Charmer,
Oh,
talking about food. What's some food you want to shout out?
what's some food? What's some food?
Where's your script?
All right. Frick, right? Food. This is loosely food related. This is more life related. I've cut soda out of my diet. It's been healthy. It's been great, and I've replaced it with drink enhancers to make water taste not bad.
Oh, like
And
a
so
Mio.
that's what I've been doing.
or
Yeah, like a Mio.
Crystal
That's what I've
Light.
been doing. They have Mio that's like caffeinated.
Ooh.
That is a large part of my diet now.
Okay.
I consume more of that than most things now. And I feel like it's got to be healthier than some things, right? If the European Union says it's fine, then it's probably fine.
The EU. You talk
Yeah,
to the
you know.
EU.
Yeah, no. Americans like to put stuff in their food that kills them. But
Sure.
if they're allowed to eat it in Europe, then it's probably fine.
Listen, you gotta die of something. You gotta die of something. And
Sooner rather than
usually,
later, right?
for me,
Get it
it's
outta
a
here.
misplay, folks. And I tell you what else is a misplay is not talking to Charmer. Everybody stay fresh.